Yeah,
They're kind of sneaking up.
I will say this: the case in the offseason, a lot of people centers go. As a lot of smart people would say, the offense is going to come back to earth a bit, right? And my case against that was, yes, it definitely will, but the defense will be better, and it has been. The defense has been better. They have a lot of young talent there, and that's keeping them afloat.
All right, Chiefs and Giants in this game. It looks like a clean injury sheet all the way around. The Chiefs come off of their bye, which of course is very good news. The Giants have been on a bye for 10 weeks. Sorry, I couldn't help myself there. A lot of love in this matchup, Mike. Alex Smith, I mean, it's just, the Giants are ripe for the picking. I think objectively speaking, they're about as bad of a secondary as there is in the NFL right now.
Yeah, definitely.
How they're playing.
The talent's there. I mean, George Jacobs, he's played okay this year, I think. He's been okay in coverage, but overall they've just been fleeced, giving up tons of advantage to.
Different game we would have expected. Daniel's taking the Broncos, and I agree with that. How about you, Mike?
I actually have the Bengals on the road 19-18.
Wow.
Yeah.
Stefania?
You have to pick one. I don't like it, but I'll take Denver.
Tie. Stefania has it. A tie.
If you call the tie and you get it right, you deserve like 7 extra points in case you pick them.
I need that money to be competitive.
You guys feel that buzz right there? You feel that buzz?
Yeah.
That buzz? That's the buzz surrounding the potential Blaine Gabbert and Tom Savage Bowl on Sunday afternoon in Houston. Stefania, we'll get clarity this afternoon on who's going to start for the Cardinals, but a lot of signs point towards Blaine Gabbert stepping in for Drew Stanton.
That's right. Bruce Arians made an interesting comment. Obviously, Drew Stanton with the sprained knee after a while.
All right, there you have it. Danny Whitten could be activated. Keep an eye on that both today and tomorrow. He's not activated by 4 p.m. on Saturday. That gives you the answer you need to know about his availability for Sunday. And Ty Montgomery, Stefania, another running back who might be on the opposite side of the injury outlook. He, of course, is still dealing with ribs injuries.
Yeah, setback because he aggravated that injury that happened earlier in the season and now has not practiced since then. Not looking good for him.
Two separate layers to get to here, Mike. Let's start with those running backs in Baltimore. Danny Wood.
Magic Dragons, which is one of my son's favorite bands, but I went to see Group Love, and they played this song, Shark Attack, and I just remembered how great it is. I think Group Love is like quintessential indie band right now. I mean, they've got the funky hair, their vocals aren't like traditionally wonderful, but they're quirky enough and good enough that they resonate. They're really good songwriters. This track, Shark Attack, it wasn't a huge hit. I think it peaked at 20 in the modern rock charts, but it's got like 4 different hooks in it. Really catchy stuff, and all their songs are like that. So I just tweeted out a playlist, the story of Group Love, if anybody wants to check them out. They've got 3 albums out. This track was off their 2013 album, Spreading.
Very cool. All right, let's dive into some of these injury issues around the NFL. We'll start off with Phillip Rivers. Good news. He was upgraded to full in Thursday's practice. It means that he's cleared the concussion protocol. Looks like he's going to start against the Bills. And he had 4 touchdowns and 3 picks. So I actually kept him, and he absolutely burned me a year ago. So, but yes, he is. He's been quality thus far for fantasy purposes.
Yeah, I mean, he's only got 1 passing touchdown maximum since week 3. So, he adds points as a runner. That's part of his appeal, if he has appeal. But this is a matchup play. I mean, the Browns are 32nd in adjusted fantasy points allowed to quarterbacks. They've yielded 537 combined yards and 5 combined touchdowns to Matthew Stafford and Case Keenum in the last 2 games. So, and then if you have Fournette sort of dinged up, I think maybe you pass a little bit more in this one. And as I mentioned earlier, the Browns are good from a yards per carry standpoint against the run, so it might funnel some passing, some work to the passing game. I think this is a pretty good spot for Bortles if you're desperate at quarterback.
I was looking at some of the matchups from a betting standpoint this week, and I got to Kansas City, and I started to look back at the last couple of weeks, and the Chiefs have been outgained in a fair amount of games this year, which really surprised me given their success. So I thought, okay, well, whoever they're playing this week, even though you don't bet against the Chiefs coming off the bye because Andy Reid's so good, I'm like, okay, who are they playing? Because I'll probably fade them. And then I got to the matchup. I'm like, oh crap, they got the Giants, who basically gave up on their season a couple of weeks ago. However, now that you got Eli Manning listed as one of your sneaky starts, maybe I'll swing back and take the Giants as a double-digit home underdog this week.
Well, I don't know about betting against the spread or anything like that, but I think Eli Manning could have a productive fantasy day, given the number of waiver wires he's available on. matchup against the Chiefs. Eli, I think, is a pretty solid play. He's got Sterling Shepard now and Evan Ingram to throw to. So that's a decent pair of receiving options. He's got 493 yards and 4 touchdowns his last 2 games. And as you mentioned, the Chiefs have struggled against the pass. They've given up 6 touchdowns over the last 3 games, passing touchdowns to Dak Prescott, Trevor Siemian, and Derek Carr. And this could be a high-scoring game if the Chiefs come out hot after the bye and put up some points. Then Eli's going to have to throw the ball to stay in the game.
Latavius Murray has been great for the Vikings over the last couple of weeks. You got him listed as a sneaky starter. They're going against the Rams this week. The Vikings' offensive line has played very well, and the 2 running backs, both McKinnon and Murray, have been pretty productive.
Yeah, the Rams are 30th in adjusted points allowed to running back, so this shapes up to be a good matchup. What I like about Murray this week is just the volume that he's been getting. He's had at least 17 carries in each of the last 3 weeks. He has 2 touchdowns in that span, so you'll probably see the goal line carry if there carries if there are any. This is 123 yards on 13 targets, so double-digit targets the last 2 weeks, 24 total. They made a concerted effort once they sort of gave up on Terrell Pryor and put in Josh Johnson into that role. They started pumping the ball to Crowder some more. I saw him hit the waiver wire in a few leagues. My son Max just picked him up to start him this week. So I think with a pretty good, I mean, it's not a great matchup against the Saints, who's 6th in adjusted fantasy points allowed to wide receivers, but Crowder has the best matchup with any of the receivers in terms of his cornerback that he's facing is P.J. Williams in the slot. He's been the worst on the Saints side of the ball in pass coverage. So I think Crowder is the best play in this receiving for this one.
Regular listeners of the Most Accurate Podcast know I'm a big Falcon fan, and love the fact that